What up everyone, it is Toshi and we are back with another video. Today we are going to be talking about Lovesickness by Junji Ito. Now, like I said, Saying Ghosts No Longer Human, I know this is basically sort of already on my channel, but like I said, I don't want a still image of Ukiura, I want like an actual video. So yeah, I mean, we'll get like straight into it, more or less. So cover, that's The Boy at the Crossroads, pretty good cover, back art, not so, I mean, it's just a blurb really. But obviously Lovesickness contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories. The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads, The Strange Hikizuri Siblings, The Mansion of Phantom Pain, The Rib Woman, and Memories of Real Poop, which is like an awful title. So I want to start this off by talking about The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads, only because out of the 5 stories in this book, The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads is 100% my favourite. So obviously The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads is a story about Ryusuke, who moves back into his old hometown after moving away. There's sort of a tradition there, right? So people go to a crossroads and they ask the first person they come across for their fortune. And you know, like, and that's basically it, right? Nothing too good, nothing too bad. It's just like an old tradition. It's not really explained why they do this. They just do. So you know, it's probably one of those things where, like, you know, it's always been done, so it always will be done. You know, tradition. But this boy starts appearing at the crossroads and he gives people bad fortunes. But the problem is that these fortunes, they drive people to suicide. Like, they literally, these fortunes from this boy literally drive people insane. And he's described as being tall, beautiful, dark hair, piercings, you know. Him, that is the beautiful boy at the crossroads that we are talking about. Fun fact, when I first picked up this book and saw the cover, I thought that was a woman, and then, you know, I read the book and then I realised. But no, The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads is 100%, at least in my opinion, the best story in Lovesickness. The Strange Hikizuri Siblings, wasn't a big fan. Very confusing, very weird, but you know, Junji Ito's work is meant to be complex and detailed and uneasy. Like, it's meant to leave you in a state of sort of confusion, I guess. I don't know about that. Junji Ito's work is known for messing with your head, and I think that's what his intention is, and if I am right, he does a brilliant job of that. But no, like I said, The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads was great. The Strange Hikizuri Siblings, I wasn't a huge fan of, but you know, I guess I understand why some people would like it. You know, I mean, the family were messed up and cool, but sort of interesting, I guess. But I just wasn't a fan. The Mansion of Phantom Pain, I actually think was a pretty good story. The Rib Woman, I was a big fan of as well. Memories of Real Poop, not really a fan. So The Strange Hikizuri Siblings and Memories of Real Poop, I don't really recommend reading. But if you are going to pick up Lovesickness, definitely read The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads, read The Mansion of Phantom Pain, and read The Rib Woman, only because I think those 3 are pretty good. The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads is the majority of this book, like more than half of it. And The Mansion of Phantom Pain and The Rib Woman, they're only short stories, but they're very, very good. I don't really have a lot to say on Lovesickness. I mean, it was a good book. I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. You know, like the day I picked it up, like, and started reading it, over the next 2 days, I couldn't stop reading it. It was a very good book. Obviously, you know, we have Junji Ito's artwork, which is very unique and interesting, cool, dark, stuff like that. I mean, I'll see if I can find a more gory image for you guys now, only because, you know, Junji Ito is what he's known for, is his gore, stuff like that, is horror. And yeah, here we go. This should do. So yeah, very Junji Ito, like, yeah, so you guys understand. So do I recommend this book? 100% I recommend this book. Not just that, I recommend Junji Ito as an artist in general. I 100% recommend you check out Junji Ito's work. Sorry, this video might be a little bit short. I just The book was good. It just did. I just don't have a lot to say about it, I guess. And also, I don't really want to spoil too much for anyone that hasn't read it. But then again, if you haven't read it, why are you watching this video? But no, I mean, the Boy at the Crossroads was great. And you know, the build up in the middle of the story where, you know, we all thought that Ryosuke was the boy, like, you know, but obviously it was his friend trying to frame him and stuff like that. But that was quite interesting as well. It was very interesting to see how, you know, Ryosuke became the villain and then later on, you know, became the good guy by, you know, dressing in white, I believe, and giving people good fortunes. So, but, you know, it was interesting to see sort of how the boy's fortunes drove people to suicide and insanity, stuff like that. Like, it's very, you know, it wasn't confirmed whether or not, like, he was a human or a ghost or a demon. Like, we don't know what that boy actually was. I highly doubt that he was human for obvious reasons, only because I don't see how a human could have that amount of power over someone and their mind as well. Like, I can see how that could happen, but nowhere near to the scale that it happened in the story. But yeah, it was just very interesting to see how the town sort of, you know, drove themselves to, well, I wouldn't say drove themselves to insanity, it was the boy's fault, but it was just, and Junji Ito does this quite a lot, it was just very interesting. I don't want to use the word nice, I think that makes me sound a bit insane. But, you know, it was very cool, very interesting to sort of read this book and see how people's minds were changing. People were going insane, slowly killing themselves, stuff like that. All over a fortune. Like, people could be more or less perfectly fine the one day, go to the crossroads, get a negative fortune off of that boy. Whether it be someone like, oh, you'll never find love, you might as well kill yourself, get bigger problems, you know. And the get bigger problems was very interesting because of that woman. How she was pregnant and stuff like that, and she's like, oh, get bigger problems, and she tattooed herself and set herself on fire. Like, it was very deep, very dark, very interesting, very intricate, you know, all these things that we expect from Junji Ito anyway. But, you know, it was just very deep, very dark, very interesting. You know, I enjoy talking about Junji Ito because he's one of my favourite artists. I love his work, love his stories, love his books, all of that. But I don't really like talking about him because every time I do talk about him, I can't really say a lot. Like, I can't really express my words properly simply because his work is just so unique. I just think it's one of those things that, like, you have to read it to be able to sort of understand my perspective and where I'm coming from, because his work is just so, it's just so unique to him. Like, there is nobody in the manga industry like Junji Ito. Like, I know there's other people that do horror manga, psychological manga, stuff like that, but I don't think there's anyone like Junji Ito. And not even like his artwork as well. Like, I don't think there's anybody who has art like him. I think, you know, I think you can look at a page of a manga and be like, oh, that's Junji Ito's work. His stories are great as well. I know No Longer Human wasn't really his story, it was just his adaptation of it. But, like, his own, like, actual work, like Lovesickness, Smashed, Tomiya, Cure, stuff like that, they were all really good, very deep, interesting, complex stories with great artwork. And, you know, that's what we expect from Junji Ito. But yeah, no, I mean, I haven't got loads to say about this, only because I don't even know. I just think I would just 100% recommend, like, you just read it. Like, rather than watching YouTube for, like, reviews and stuff, just sit down and read it and then watch reviews. But, you know, read The Beautiful Boy at the Crossroads, read the Strange Hikizuri Siblings, even though I don't think it was all that good, to be fair. The Mansion of Phantom Pain was good. The Ribberman was great. The Ribberman was too short, I think. Junji Ito, yeah, I know you're not watching this, but if you are watching this, the Ribberman, yeah, the story that you did in Lovesickness, the woman with the ribs, make a book, like, just for that story, because, like, page 367, let me get it up. Like, that story, it was next level. Like, that story was great. It was too short for me. But no, I 100% recommend that you all go check this book out. It cost me $18.99, but you can probably get it for cheaper on Amazon. Like, You know, get it from your local bookstore if you can. If you want to get it off Amazon, I understand that. It's just, you know, try to support like local small businesses, especially like manga shops and stuff, because they don't make that much money anyway. Whereas Amazon makes loads of money. So, but you know, pick up some of Junji Ito's work, pick up this book, give it a read. You know, if you like horror manga, we'll put it this way, if you like manga and you like horror, you should like horror manga. If you like psychology, you should like psychological horror, therefore you should like psychological horror manga, therefore you should like Junji Ito. So if you're a fan of like horror, manga, psychological stuff, thrillers, all of that, pick up Lovesickness, and not just that, just like pick up any book by Junji Ito. But the ones I recommend would be Lovesickness, No Longer Human, and Tommy Yet. Those are like my like 3 favourites. But yeah, no, I mean, his work is just something else. It's very unique, very different, very special. And I recommend that you all go pick this up and you all go give this a read. Sorry I haven't got that much else to say on it. As for a rating, I give this a solid... do you know what? Same as No Longer Human, I would give this an 8 out of 10. Bit of a high rating, I know, some of you might disagree, but solid 8 out of 10 for me personally. But yeah, no, I mean, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all of that. And I will see you all in the next video. This is Toshi, signing out.